Hello. Today I'll be doing a small tutorial on how I created the reset system for my Minecraft adventure level here, Vulture. So, firstly you can see if I go up to this tent here, and like a normal player would, grab a couple items out of the chest, loot the place, maybe even if your map has survival in it, destroy a bit of the structure, get this secret chest back here. Then at the end of the map, I want this to be reset for multiple players to play through. You can go in and use these commands here to reset the level. And I can go back up here and everything is just as it was before. All of the chests are refilled, all of the blocks are back to how they should be. And now another player is ready to go through the map. So, this system works off of clone commands that take from master copies, which are down here below the map. It is a bit messy down here, but this is all of the structures that are in the level scattered throughout the mountain. And you'll see right here is these tents that we just saw up there. So, these are exactly how they should be when the level starts. This, what I'm calling the master copy, is what gets cloned onto the actual mountain. So, everything up there can get destroyed, and then it just copies this exact structure and puts it to where it needs to be. This is the same for the saloon, the nest, the watchtower, everything else. So, if I go back up to here, you'll see I have this little example hut. It's very nice, fits in with the rest of the map. You can open it up. You'll see a very nice message spelled out of waxed weathered cut copper stairs. And if I press this button here, leaving summon a skeleton. And if I go around here, there's a little secret in the back. So, I built all of these structures on the map itself and then copied them over using world edits, which is what I'll show here. But if you'd like, you could just build the master copy first and then have that cloned over to your main map. So, world edit is pretty much the only mod that I have installed, and all that's going to do here is let me quickly copy over this entire structure. So, I'm going to want to set this bottom block here as my first position, and the second block up here is my second position. And using the command / copy, you can copy the entire area that you have selected, and it copies it from the point that you're standing at, which is why I stood on top of here to copy it. And now we can put this wherever we want. Let's try and just put it right over here for now. And using the / paste, you can see we have the exact structure copied over. And it has everything inside just as we want it, and we'll close that door. So, you want to make sure that everything in the area that you want copied is included. For example, I have some structures up there where it goes a bit off of where it normally would, so that it includes the nearby secret chest. And it also has any one-time trigger systems, like summonings, so that those don't go off again. And now, if we create our reset command block here, and get ourselves a button. I am going to remove these blocks from the master copy. I just use beacons because they're pretty clear and stand out. And So this is the different positions that we want to grab from. And Minecraft, the clone command always starts from the same position, so you'll want to figure out which direction that is in your world. So for mine, it is these bottom left blocks here, which is this direction, west. Yep. And so we're going to want to clone it over to this block here. So I'm going to use a little tool and take a picture of those, so I don't have to write all of those down. And now we'll be able to actually do our command. So, command is clone, and then it is going to be the first position of the area that we want to clone, and then the second position of the area that we want to clone. And it is going to end with the location where we want it to be cloned to, which would be this final set of coordinates right over here. So now, theoretically, this entire structure here, the master copy, should get copied over to where we want it to be right over here. So we could break this sign, we could move around some of the waxed weathered cut copper stairs, even take one out, even grab ourselves a honey bottle, and then reset it all. Pick up our sign. So now everything is exactly copied over from the master copy. The chest is back to how it was. Now, a small problem with this system is that things like doors, whenever they get copied over, I believe it breaks the initial door that was there and leaves one on the ground, so they will be able to pick up doors throughout the map. You could fix this by having a command run afterwards that deletes the door items off of the map. I'm lazy. Anyway, so you may be wondering about the spawning the system itself, which I will also show quickly. You can probably hear some cat meowing every now and again and see these particle effects here where our skeletons spawned. So, I'll walk off. What is happening here is that this command block summons a skeleton at the position of every entity with the name Skelly Spawn. So, right here is not just some random particles, but an invisible cat that is named Skelly Spawn. This is a much more brute force way of doing this. You can just simply make a command block for each entity you want to summon and set its position and have it summon there. But for this case where you would want to have many spawned around, like up in this saloon where I want to spawn 3 husks and 2 skeletons and possibly more for a larger structure, you would want to be able to do many at once without needing a whole row of command blocks. So this is just how I do that. And this cat is invisible, it is permanently resistant, and it is permanently slowed, so it is never moving and it cannot be killed accidentally. There is a way to remove the particle effects so that they can't be seen, but I wanted this map to feel more like an old school adventure map, so I don't mind people being able to see the little behind the scenes here and being able to see these particles and hear the cat itself. I chose a cat specifically because they're fairly small and they don't produce any items like a chicken that lays eggs every now and again that would have to be dealt with. And for your command block itself, it is the summon command for the mob, and it is on the execute. So you would want to execute at whatever you want to be summoned from. And you can see here, if I create a new Skelly spawn, you can see it immediately turns invisible. If I tame it so it sits down there, then that has become a new spawn location for the skeletons. And with them being named like this, you could also have husk spawns or any other mob that you would want spawn throughout your level. As for the trigger itself, you could have it be a multitude of things. You can see in the saloon up here, I have it set to this pressure plate so that it just happens whenever you walk over there. And you can see this down here is a one-time command. So this piston pushes this redstone block that starts here. Thank you, Husk, for demonstrating. So, once this block is pushed, it is going to be there permanently, so that prevents multiples from being spawned. And you can see here the Husk and Skeleton commands. If you want more subtler forms instead of a pressure plate like that, over here you can see I make use of tripwire hooks. So they walk past, possibly without even noticing these tripwires, which have the same one-time piston pushing redstone block system. And the final little bit of magic that I used to make this map work is something that we've already seen, which is the clone command to make this bridge appear. So, if you're not a fan of parkour like I am, then you can use your bow to shoot this and make more of the bridge appear. And this is simply another use of the clone command, taking from a master copy. As you'll see down here, I have two different versions of the bridge. This one that gets placed whenever the level is restarted, and this one that target block copies over. So yeah, that is how you make a reset and summoning system for your Minecraft map. There are probably better ways to do it, but these are all fairly quick and don't require many commands. I hope you're able to use this for yourselves.